Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Nandini Mataji and Balu Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Mataji, you want to start a kirtan? Nandini Mataji?
Mataji, in this only shall I make you host in Suma Manoj? Huh?
Yes, Mataji. Hare
Okay,
Krishna.
okay. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Pranams. Hare Krishna. Start the kirtan. नमः विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन् इति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा. Is my voice audible, Mataji? Hare Krishna.
Mataji, very much audible.
Hare Krishna. Prabhu, you want to kirtan? Anybody else wants to start a kirtan? Please go ahead. Okay, then I. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Janavalla Girivaradhari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Janavalla Girivaradhari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Shri Prabhupada ki jai Ananta Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol Hare Krishna. Thank you all Matajis and Prabhujis for joining. Hare Krishna. Anybody wants to start a kirtan, please Matajis or Prabhujis, please start.
Hare Krishna Mataji, I will do. Can I
Hare
repeat?
Krishna. Yes, Mataji. Sure, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare Mataji.
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Krishna, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank you
Krishna.
so much, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji.
Prabhuji
Thank
has
you.
joined, Mataji. Hare
Okay,
Krishna.
Mataji. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavati pranams, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, I have logged in Prabhu's laptop.
Okay, ma. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Pranams.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
No, let the
Joining us and giving
Mataji,
your
she was doing
assistance.
Kirtan. Let her do the Kirtan, Mataji. Let her
Okay.
continue for 5 minutes.
Mataji, you can continue, Mataji.
Okay, Mataji.
Mataji.
Thank you,
Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you, Mataji.
Start.
Dandavat pranam, Mataji.
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji, for that wonderful Kirtan.
Thank you so much, Mataji, for
Thank
the
you.
Kirtan. Hare Krishna. Mataji, welcome you, Mataji. We all welcome you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, welcoming all to Monday to Friday Srimad Bhagavatam Shravanam. Yeah, I see many regular faces. Shubha Mataji, Hare Krishna, Vasudha Mataji, yeah, Karpa Gavali Mataji, Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. So we are starting the 24th chapter of the Canto 3rd, and we are going to do 5 shlokas from 1 to 5. So we've just done the Kirtan, a quick prayer, and then we'll start. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Ena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Yeah. Hare Krishna. So let's start with the first shloka. Prashanti Mataji will read the shloka and Usudha Mataji will read the translation. Prashanti Mataji, shloka 1. Okay.
Can I read? Mataji?
Yes, Vasudha Mataji, please read the shloka. Archana Mataji,
Hare
Archana,
Krishna.
yeah, we'll read the translation. Yes, Mataji.
Okay. मैत्रेय उवाच निर्वेदवादिनीमेवं मनोर्दुहितरं मुनिः दयालु शालिनीम् आहा शुक्लाभिव्याहृतं स्मरन्. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, thank you. Archana Mataji, you want to read the translation, please?
Yes, Mataji. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Recalling the words of Lord Vishnu, the merciful sage Kardama replied as follows to Swayambhava Manu's praiseworthy daughter Devahuti, who was speaking words full of renunciation. Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you.
Hare Krishna. So this chapter 24 is titled Renunciation of Kardama Muni. Now, a quick this thing of a previous chapter, Devahuti lamentation, in the final shloka, in the last shloka of the last chapter, that is shloka 57, Srila Prabhupada highlights how we should be intelligent and not waste human life. Now, what is the few things that Srila Prabhupada's first point is, do not waste our human life. And then second, opportunity to practice Krishna consciousness in spite of all the conducive environment or circumstances, family, health, decent, comfortable living. No, what I'm trying to say is Srila Prabhupada is highlighting all that we have. You know, we have the mind to practice Krishna consciousness, then we have the environment, then we have the family which is supporting, then we also have a health, and then a decent life. Now, in spite of all this, if we are not practicing Krishna consciousness, then we will be lamenting like Devahuti, who lamented because she slipped up her chance of being enlightened by Kardama Muni, right? And that too, such an exalted personality like Kardama Muni. Why he is so exalted? Because he saw the Lord himself, and he is such a renounced person that even, you know, even though he is following the Lord's order, he said he will renounce. You know, is renouncing so exalted? No, he is not so selfish, and then he's not thinking of taking services from his family members till the end of his life. Actually, there's a very nice, this reminds me of one nice joke that one of the Madhva Acharya in one of the pravachan, you know, in one of the Kannada pravachans that he was making. Okay, I'm quoting His Grace Brahmanya Achar. Okay, many of you may have heard. Like he was saying how after old age, in old age, there gets to be one of the spouses. I mean, it can be either of the spouses, you know, still troubling the. I mean, here he meant troubling the wife. You know, you have to cook this, you have to still make these things. He says you have eaten a river of rasam, and you want to eat rasam, you know. I mean, he was trying to say at old age, it is good to give up and not trouble, you know, make things conducive for oneself and for the family members to practice Krishna consciousness. So I'm trying to highlight, when we have all this, then we should not be very, neglectful of practicing our Krishna consciousness. And what was another thing that Devahuti was lamenting about? That, you know, that Kardama Muni was always with her. Now, some of us who are initiated, we know how difficult it is to have the association of a spiritual master constantly. But she had her husband, who was also her spiritual master, constantly with her. So that's how, when we have something so easily with us, we tend to slip up. We tend to take it for granted. Yeah, one aspect is good that we have it, but then, you know, it should not become that familiarity breeds contempt, that it's so familiar, temple is so near, then I have books, I have association. The tendency is there. So we have to keep reminding ourselves of not to become very, lax about these things. And then also, why all this is happening, Devahuti Srila Prabhupada says that she was overwhelmed by illusory energy and she did not seek liberation, or she did not seek devotional service from Kardama Muni. So illusory energy, like the famous quote of Srila Prabhupada, devotee asked, Srila Prabhupada, what to do? Sometimes I'm in Maya, and then, otherwise I'm always in Krishna consciousness. So Prabhupada corrects this devotee. He says, you are always in Maya, sometimes in Krishna consciousness. So if we keep this reminding ourselves that how powerful Daivesha Gunamayi Mama Maya Duratya, it is another energy of the Lord, right? So how powerful it is, if we keep reminding, and when we are chanting the first thing in the morning while chanting, and then beg Prabhupada, please, please help me keep away from Maya. These are some of the things, first of all, to keep us reminded how powerful Maya is, and that how always we are always in Maya, and then somehow we have to pull ourselves into Krishna consciousness. Okay, so these were some of the quick recap of the last shloka, kind of a gist of the whole Devahuti's lamentation of the last chapter. And here, Kardama Muni is, empathizing with the chaste Devahuti, saying, you don't worry, you are a very equally exalted Mata you are. So I will, and then he says, I'm going to speak. He's praising her and then also trying to advise her and then trying to tell her not to lament. So what he says is shloka 2. Is Prashanti Mataji available now to read the shloka? If yes,
Yes, Mataji. Hare
yeah,
Krishna.
please read the second shloka, and Sindhu Mataji will read the translation. Yes, Mataji, please go ahead.
Rishiruvacha Makido Rajaputritam Atmanam Prati Annindate Bhagavanste Ksharo Garbham Adurat Sampraprasyate. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Pranams.
Hare Krishna. Sindhu Mataji, translation. You're, please unmute, Mataji. You forgot to unmute.
Oh, I'm talking, yeah. Hare Bol. Muted, sorry. Hare Krishna. Pranam Swataji, Sloka 42.
Yeah. Huh? Sloka?
20.
Second.
Sloka 2. Okay. No, they're not able to see. Okay. Translation by Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The sage said, do not be disappointed with yourself, O princess. You are actually praiseworthy. The infallible Supreme Personality of Godhead will shortly enter your womb as your son.
Just
Purport?
yeah, please. It's just a 2-line purport.
Yeah, purport by Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Kardama Muni encouraged the wife not to be sorry, thinking herself unfortunate, because the Supreme Personality of Godhead, by his incarnation, was going to come from her body. Thank you.
So there's a competition. Who's more exalted here? Kardama Muni or Devahuti, right? This kind of competition is a very healthy competition, that she's so exalted that imagine, like if the son has to take a birth in her womb, she has to be somebody extraordinarily exalted, right? So Kardama Muni is saying, for all your penances and all your devotional service that, she does a lot of service to Kardama Muni. So for all that, you are going to beget a son who is Lord himself. So she should not feel unfortunate at all. So the one aspect here is, she, even though she knew that Kardama Muni is her husband, then Swayambhu Manu is the father, and then she is going to beget a son, the Lord has her son, she still was repentful. So what is the lesson for us, right? One thing is the story aspect, and the lesson for us is that it is that we have to always be repentful, especially, Kali Yuga products we are all. And then on top of it, there was one nice quote that always reminds me, we go stand in front of the mirror, right? to dress ourselves, whatever. But then this Prabhu was telling in that lecture that each time we stand in our front of the mirror, we should say Dikhara. I mean, like, why Dikhara? Because I have got this body because I have forgotten the Lord. So actually, it should be a reminder of how much we wanted to be away from the Lord. So, I mean, so many ways to remind us that we are not this body, and then we have got this body because we wanted to leave Krishna, and we have come here. So, in that aspect, we can be so repentful every moment or every instance that we are there, so that the Lord tries to give His mercy for us to chant offenselessly. So once that happens, then things are more. All these endeavors, devotional service, Shravanam of Bhagavatam, reading, Kirtan, then all the aspects is to bring us to the aspect of chanting offenselessly, to chant a pure name of the holy name. So be repentful. When we chant also, even we may have chanted 16 rounds. I mean, at least I'm talking of myself, like, how difficult. It's like a tug of war. In tug of war, what happens? Both the parties are equally, strong. So, Maya is tugging us towards herself and all the nonsense that goes through the mind. And then we are trying to pull ourselves back to Krishna's lotus feet or the hearing of the holy name. So this tug of war is also always there. And then tell Krishna, yes, your energy I know is very strong. Please help me. You're the only one, who can help me to make my mind concentrate on the holy names. So please help me. So, and also Kardama Muni is saying, you are glorious and all your penances, that will result in the Lord as Kapila Muni is going to be born. So we'll read the shloka 3 and we'll see what happens next. Padma Mataji will read the shloka, Sudha Mataji will read the translation.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Dhritarvritasi Bhadram te Damena Niyamena cha Tapodravina Danaischa Shraddhaya Cheswaram Bhaja. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Sudha
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna Mataji, Hare Krishna Mataji, pranams. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. You have undertaken sacred vows. God will bless you. Hence, you should worship the Lord with great faith through sensory control, religious observances, austerities, and gifts of your money in charity.
Okay.
Purport, Mataji?
No, Mataji. So, the highlight of the purport is, to receive the benediction of the Lord. Spiritually or materially, if I have to receive the mercy or if I have to get my work done, what is the most important thing from any person if I have to get the work done? That person has to be happy. That person has to be pleased with me. Isn't it? So, how do we please Krishna? Yeah. So, many ways, and highlight of that is the sense control, right? Which is the most eluding thing. You think you have, controlled something. I mean, say I wanted to eat something desperately in the morning. Morning we control. By the time evening, then things have gone for a toss. I mean, you give so many reasons. It's okay. It is offered food only and things like that. So, actually, Srila Prabhupada tells initially, Prabhupada made his devotees, eat lot of prasadam up to the neck, so that, that craving is not there. Because the tongue is the most difficult. If the tongue is controlled, automatically all the other senses are controlled. But then eventually, Prabhupada makes a point that overindulgence in prasadam is also sense gratification, right? Initially, to bring, like how a child is, the parent goes along the child, whatever the child wants, and then just to bring back the child to the ways of, the proper ways of what the parent wants to do. So Srila Prabhupada talks about, he does say in one of the purports and in his lectures that overeating of prasadam is also sense gratification. I mean, we must eat. Because that is confirming to what Krishna is saying, yukta hara viharasya yukta karma chestasu. So all these aspect of sense control starts from the tongue. Sevan mukhi jikvadu. Yeah. For some it is easy, quicker, but let's not be disappointed. It's a process, right? We can gauge ourselves from where we were, and then like how we have progressed. Then we also have to kind of treat ourselves or say, at least be happy that we are moving forward, right? It cannot be zero overnight or for some it takes years, and some it takes few months. For some it is maybe few moments, whatever it is. But definitely there is a progress, and that is what Krishna sees. More than how perfectly I am doing the work, the intention of our endeavor, the intention, I want to do it, but I am unable to do it. Okay, that is what Krishna sees, right? And then also in the purport, Prabhupada talks about the austerity, penances, and sacrifices, especially about sacrifices. All these austerity, penance, and sacrifices draws the attention of the Lord, right? About charity, Prabhupada talks, giving charity also for religious principles, and Srila Prabhupada says, is also very equally important. Now, Lord's mercy and Lord's benediction is like rain. I mean, like when rain pours, it doesn't see one is rich, poor, one is a criminal, this, that. The rainfall is same throughout. I mean, I'm saying for all, across all kinds of people. So the Lord's mercy is also available across, for everybody, devotee, non-devotee, everybody, even among devotees. Now, why is it some people are having, you feel that some people are being more blessed than others? It is their intent and then their surrender also. Ye tamam prapadyante, right? And being, if I'm surrendering 10%, then I'm getting 10% mercy. If I'm surrendering 50, I'm getting 50%. So it is ultimately depends on us. Like yesterday in one Bhagavatam class, we were having a discussion. One Mataji was saying, we were talking about why mukti is also a desire. And then, then she, before she understood, like was trying to explain how mukti is also desire, that what exactly is mukti? Why is bhukti, what? Bhukti siddhi mukti kami, sakale ashant. Even a mukti kami is ashant. Why is he ashant? Because what is he want to be liberated from? He wants to be liberated from this body. This body means what? The circumstance. So I was saying, okay, if you want to be immediately liberated, that means you want to be away from the problems that you are facing in this particular thing. So if I'm liberate, or if I kind of want to give up this body because I'm unable to tolerate or anything, that means I'm still carrying that karma. Then I will come back. Or is it that anybody will take that part of karma? Both doesn't happen. So he is ashant. Mukti kami is also ashant. Krishna Bhakta Nishkama Ateva Shanta, Chaitanya Charitamrita says. So, austerity, these finer aspects also we have to understand first, and then try to, practice Krishna consciousness irrespective of the situations we are in, right? And not say, I'm in such difficulty. If I am above this, if I'm through with this, then I'll be able to do Krishna conscious more effectively. No, that is not what it is. If I am in a position, in some circumstances, who is responsible for that? Any take for that? Who is responsible for whatever position one is in?
Our karma, Mataji.
Ourselves, Mataji.
Ourselves. So, so let's accept it. Now, if I'm not accepting it, then I'm only complicating my karma. I'm putting another seed for another janma. Janma mrityu jara vyadhi, right? So, here Prabhupada talks of all these, what? The austerity, penances and sacrifice, which draws the attention of the Lord. And why I saying so many times about all these aspects is mostly, we are all, though we want to be personalist, right? We are kind of impersonalist. Why? Because we want the energy of the Lord. We want the energy of the Lord, like we enjoy the rain, the food, air, whatever, all these, sunshine, everything. We want the energy of the Lord, but not the Lord, right? Like even in the material world, if you see, I'm not trying to point out at any single instance or single sanskar. There can be instances when the children want the money the parents have, or their influence or anything, but they don't want the parents. Or it can be the other way around also, in any relationship. It can be the parents want so many things from children, dependent on their salary or their maintenance, but they don't want to take care of the children. So you see, it is deep rooted. It is coming from this aspect on the material. When materially we are like that, we are so impersonalist that we don't want the person, but we want the help from that person. It extrapolates to the Lord also, right? So we need to introspect, introspect in our Krishna consciousness. How much is it that I'm giving back to the Lord as much as what I'm getting? Right? So much the Lord has given now. He's given us the intelligence to follow this. He's given us the Shastras. He's given us Zoom. See, thanks to COVID also, actually, right? Really, thanks to COVID. Otherwise, I wouldn't had the opportunity to meet all you wonderful devotees, and with so much of opportunity to
Yes, Mataji.
purify myself, in spite
From
of.
which distant places, Mataji? I am from Kanyakumari, and we can all and from USA, Pennsylvania, Atlanta, everything. Everybody are coming. No?
Yeah. So
Right.
so there is no instance where we cannot thank the Lord, right? So even, sometimes when I was talking to some of my relatives, in that conversation, I was saying every moment, even if 1,000,000 times, if you thank the Lord, that is insufficient, right? So thank is one thing, is a noun. Krishna consciousness is a verb. We have to do, is what I always think, do service at home, at temple, whatever. So we should not forget that we are using so much of the Lord's energy, day in and day out, right? Every moment. Then we have to give back in whatever way, as charity, as in penance, or trying to preach. Yeah. Sindhu Mataji saying, but that time if we are so much and depressed, later on we realize it's mercy. Exactly. Tatte nukampam susamikshamano. It's a beautiful shloka. Every time we get depressed, I think we should learn this shloka, right? I will just read the shloka in translation, because this is
Also,
the kind of,
Mataji.
it's a kind
Also.
of, yes, Mataji, I didn't hear you.
Also give us the reference also, Mataji, sloka reference.
Yes, I will give you. Because it's kind of an elixir for our Krishna consciousness life. Like if water is the elixir for material body, I would say this is the elixir for Krishna consciousness life. Tatte nukampam susamikshamano bhunjana evatma kritpipakam hritvat papubher vidadan namaste jivet yo muktipade sadaya bhak. My dear Lord, one who constantly waits for your causeless mercy to be bestowed upon him, and goes on suffering the reactions of his past misdeeds, offering you respectful obeisances from the core of his heart, is surely eligible for liberation, for it has become his rightful claim. Right? This is Canto 10, chapter 14, Shloka 8. 10, 14, 8. Yeah, people are putting in the chat. I mean, devotees are putting in the chat also. Right? Now, we may wonder here it says goes on suffering, because material world is Parishuddha Dukkha. Material world is Parishuddha Dukkha. Right? There is no enjoyment. Enjoyment means is like a trap. It's like a trap, right? His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj says, it is so difficult if you do too much pious activities and you go to Swarga or you go to upper planetary systems. It is so difficult to practice Krishna consciousness, because with this small amount of opulence, we are so distracted. Yes, Mataji, like a drop of honey. We are so distracted. Then imagine in heaven, one doesn't get old, and then, rules of here, things don't are not followed there. Everybody is free to, entertain themselves with anybody and all that. Imagine, if we practice Krishna consciousness there? We can. I'm not saying it is not possible, but it is that much more difficult. So doing pious activities, no, I'm repeating this, doing pious activities, even devotional service on the piety level, and then we are doing pious activities, and if we go to heaven, and by the time we finish our Kshine Punya Martya Lokam, we finish our account of all the Punya, and when we come back, then Kali Yuga will be in full force. This 10,000 years will be over of what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given a grace. Then it is like, I mean, kind of almost impossible to practice Krishna consciousness. So let's be very firm on what we want. We have got something, and then let's not have one leg on this boat and one leg on that boat, right? We may not get the same opportunity, mindset, the body, everything to practice or continue Krishna consciousness. So when we have something so valuable in hand, priceless in hand, let's take it up, to the T, or completely let's take it to the what to say, whatever in our, I would say 100% in whatever our capacity. Okay, so these were the few things that I wanted to share for this shloka. So we'll go to shloka 3. We have Rishabhanu Mataji reading the shloka, Krishnamurti Prabhu reading the translation. Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam. Satvaya aradita shuklo vitanvan mamakam yashah chetta tiradaya granthi maudaryo brahma bhavanah.
Okay. Translation, Krishnamurti Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Pranams Mataji. Translation by A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Prabhupada ki jai. The personality of Godhead, being worshipped by you, will spread my name and fame. He will vanquish the knot of your heart by becoming your son and teaching knowledge of Brahman. Hare Krishna Mataji, Pranams Mataji.
Hare Krishna. So in the purport, Srila Prabhupada says, although the Lord is the father of everyone, right? We have seen from Bhagavad Gita, the Lord is the father of everyone. Causeless mercy, he comes as a son to a pure devotee. And then why does, see, he comes as a son giving mercy to that pure devotee. And in the bargain, he's giving mercy to all as conditioned souls. Now further, when we reading, it's very beautiful. Dehuti asks about devotional service to Kapila Muni, and those chapters are really amazing. Those purports and chapters are really very amazing. And then she practically asks, it's really impossible being in the material world, to practice devotional service, to give up. Yesterday's discussion also was like, desires cannot be zero. Even if you think we have to dovetail all our desires to Krishna consciousness, I mean, yeah, theoretically we know but then practically it is a challenge, right? It does come as a challenge, right? And here the important word is Hridaya Granthi, right? So what is Hridaya Granthi? I mean, it can be compared to rope, guna. Rope, do most of us know how ropes are made? You know, 3 and 3 strands of thread is taken and then intertwined together, and that is how it becomes a rope. Guna also means rope, right? This Hridaya Granthi is like that rope, you know, intertwined, right? And then it starts with all, where does it start? It starts with the union of a man and woman. And then it goes on getting tighter and tighter. The union happens, and then because of the grihastha, then you have to have a house, then you have a family, children, you know. It's tightening and tightening and tightening, and then 3 into the, you know, so much. That's why Narupamasye Tatopalabhyate, that 15th chapter, 15th chapter, shloka 3 and 4. Krishna compares it to that banyan tree, because you don't know where the root is. No, it is so intertwined. You don't know where the root of that intertwining is, right? Hridaya Granthi, right? And then I want to read one portion of Canto 1, chapter 2, shloka 15, 1 to 15, where it talks of this Hridaya Granthi, right? 1 to 15.
నీకోసం చేశాను నాన్న, తర్వాత నువ్వు ఆడట్లేదు మళ్ళీ కూల్ చేశాను.
Hridaya Granthi. Ramakrishna Prabhu, kindly mute your this thing. Thank you, Prabhu. Okay. The shloka goes like this. 1 to 15, this is. Yed anudhyasina yuktaha karma granthi nibandhanam chindanti kovidastasya kona kuryat katharatim. Translation and part of the purport only I'm reading Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. With this translation, with the sword in hand, intelligent men cut through the binding knots of reactionary work, karma, by remembering the personality of Godhead. Therefore, who will not pay attention to his message? And the last paragraph says, Srila Prabhupada says, liberation from material bondage is therefore a byproduct of devotional service. What is it? A byproduct of devotional service. Attainment of spiritual knowledge is not sufficient to ensure liberation. Attainment of spiritual knowledge is not sufficient. Such knowledge must be overcoated with devotional service, so that ultimately the devotional service alone predominates. Then liberation is made possible. Even the reactionary work of fruity workers can lead one to liberation when it is overcoated with devotional service. Karma overcoated with devotional service is called karma yoga. Similarly, empirical knowledge overcoated with devotional service is called gnana yoga. But pure bhakti yoga is independent of such karma and gnana, because it alone can not only endow one with liberation from conditional life, but also award one the transcendental loving service of the Lord. Right? See, most of us think of liberation. Now, what is liberation? Okay, let's just quickly discuss this. What do we understand by liberation?
To get out of these 3 modes. Get out of these 3 modes of material nature.
Moksha.
Moksha means what? Okay, we are getting out of 3 modes, moksha. So then what happens?
Free from bondage.
And then
Getting relief from the material bonds.
Get out of desires.
Out of desires.
Elevating
Coming
from
out of the
non-self
material.
gratification.
So then,
Elevation
To reach the lotus feet of Lord.
where is the lotus feet of the Lord? In the
Golok.
Golok or Vaikuntha Loka. So now we say, so one soul is liberated, reach the Vaikuntha or Goloka or Ayodhya Dham, whatever Dham. Then what happens?
We serve there continuously.
Okay.
Serve Mataji. They are also serving only.
Correct.
Nothing else.
Nothing else. So you see now we can relate to what we were trying to discuss. Mukti Kami, Ashant. I mean, here Prabhupada says is a byproduct. Now, we are practicing here to do our devotional service in the spiritual world, right? So now if I'm able to bring myself to a situation mentally, physically, and in all aspects, if I'm able to bring myself to do devotional service 24/7, then that person is already liberated. Person is already liberated. So what are we doing there in the spiritual world? 24/7 devotional service. So why worry if we are able to do it here?
Here itself.
Right? So that is why, we don't have to hanker for mukti. That is also desire. One thing I want to just say, Padma Mataji, no desires cannot be zero, because it is another aspect. It's a constitutional aspect of the Atma. But what we desire is the question: desire for myself or desire for Krishna?
No.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
Without
Yes,
tell.
Mother.
Yesterday, another class, we saw how Krishna is straight lift for us to board and other Balaji Lord. Okay. So I'm just trying to say, even though it looks this Hridaya Granthi, I would request devotees to mute, otherwise there's some noises. Padma Mataji also. It may seem impossible. That is what Dehuti also says. I mean, Kadma Muni tells Dehuti, though it seems impossible about attaining this aspect of being freed from all the desires and other things. It may seem impossible. The gist of that whole thing is, the chapter itself is entitled Devotional Service. So Kardama Muni reassures here, irrespective of what is there, you have a bad desire, the person comes from a impious background, swapacha also, just do devotional service, and that will help us, purify us. This Hridaya Granthi, what not we spoke about, can also be, unknotted, released from that bondage by doing devotional service, right? So we are in the last shloka for today. I will ask Shubha Mataji to read the shloka and Karpagavalli Mataji to read the translation.
Hare Krishna, Dandar Pranams Mataji, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Maitreya uvacha Devahuti api sandesha Gauravena Prajapate Samyak Shraddhaya Purusham Kutastam Abjahat Kuru. Hare Krishna, Pranams Mataji. Should I read the translation?
Karpavalli Mataji will read.
Okay,
So
Hare
that
Bol.
everybody,
Thank you, Mataji. Dandatana Mataji. Translation by Prabhupada ki jai. Sri Maitreya said, Devahuti was fully faithful and respectful toward the direction of her husband, Kardama, who was one of the Prajapatis or generators of human beings in the universe. O great sage, she thus began to worship the master of the universe, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is situated in everyone's heart. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. So, the saramsh, or the gist of is it that first of all, Dehuti faithfully and respectfully toward the direction of her husband. So here, fortunately for Dehuti, husband happened to be her spiritual master also, right? And then what is the highlight here Srila Prabhupada talks about is Samyak Shraddhaya, with complete faith. First of all, receive instructions from a bona fide spiritual master, right? So if we have that opportunity to receive instruction from spiritual master, Chaitanya Charitamrita says, Brahmande Brahmite Kono Bhagyavan Jeev, Guru Krishna Prasade Bhai Bhakti Lata Beach. Brahmande Brahmite Kono Bhagyavan Jeev. We may say the shloka, but the import of it is, if we really understand, you will think, oh my God, I mean, how fortunate I am to get this. Forget one Brahmanda, right? Among so many, Brahmande Brahmite Kono Bhagya, Brahmande Brahmite, not just in one Brahmanda, so many Akhale Koti Brahmandas, if we have got the opportunity to come in touch with a bona fide spiritual master, that is like, I mean, I don't know what to say about it. It's so fortunate we are, right? So that is first thing. And then next, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti tells, Yasya prasadat bhagavat prasado, Yasya aprasad na gati kutopi. Yes, aprasad. No, na gati, there is no gati only. If there is no mercy from the spiritual master. So the instructions of the spiritual master has to be our life and soul, right? And then here, Srila Prabhupada talks about Stri, or a woman who is less intelligent than the man. Let's not get into the aspect of unnecessarily arguing about this. Now, there has to be faith in that also, because Shastra is saying that. Srila Prabhupada is quoting Shastras. Srila Prabhupada is not saying simply. Now, my little thought process in this, why the woman is less intelligent. You see, the role of a woman in the material world is basically to take care of the family. And the role of the man is to go outside and earn and come. Now, to take care of the family, she has to be emotional. Now, she cannot be like a man who deals with the outside world. He cannot be emotional. If the man becomes emotional, then he will be taken for a ride, in the outside world. He has to be on his toes, and he has to be kind of, always alert and things like that. But if the woman also becomes like that, then, trying to raise the children and then trying to take care of the family, if she becomes also like very professional, then the structure of the family falls. Now, because that emotional aspect she has to always, is always inherent in her to cater to this aspect, it is easier to fool a woman. Because it is when you're emotional, it's an aspect when you're not on a neutral stage of the mind, and then it is easy to cheat somebody. Okay, so in that sense, Shastra says the woman is less intelligent. But if you look at the way a woman takes care of the family, right? How she manages the family. It can be financially. It can be how she takes care of all the things that comes in a grihastha life. Actually, she is very intelligent, right? And then how she, bears the child 9 months, all this. So a woman has her own role and her own pluses. Now, if we are trying to mix the two and compare, it is like, we must have seen this WhatsApp forward, that trying to make all the children study the same thing. It's like trying to make the tortoise climb the tree. Trying to say the tortoise and monkey is the same. The monkey can climb the tree, but the tortoise, can it climb the tree? So in that sense, we have to understand why the woman has to be protected, because by nature she has to be emotional to take care of to execute her responsibility as a woman, right? So that is how, it was my thought process, why a woman has to be protected, because she is vulnerable, right? In all senses, mentally and physically, she is more vulnerable than a man. So that is how, and then we should not try to misinterpret and try to say in the modern day, how can this happen and things like that, right? So that was a little deviation. So the purport, the sloka is all about how one has to follow the instructions of the spiritual master, right? And then the Lord situated in the heart. Like Prabhupada also highlights here, we don't have to, go around looking everywhere. The Lord is in the heart, right? If we have that conviction that the Lord is in the heart, right, then we are never away from the Lord. Of course, the Lord is everywhere, but then He is also in our heart. So there's no question of, being alone, being depressed, nobody wants me. All this stuff doesn't come at all. Takes care of so many things. And who is with us always? The most powerful, the most intelligent, the most, the richest, and then who is most famous, and then he is the most renounced. Then whom else do we want with us, right? We are always hankering. Somebody should help us. Somebody who's more powerful, who's more influential, should help us in the time of need. We are looking everywhere else other than our heart. The Lord is saying, Baba, I'm here. Look at me. I can do anything, right? So these few things. And then that comes with the mercy of spiritual master. And then how is the spiritual master going to be merciful? By just following his instructions. So these were a few thoughts that I thought I should share with all of you today. And then thanking each of you, starting from, of course, Ashish Prabhu and the team, and all of you for giving me an opportunity to do Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya, it says. Not Vidaya, Sevaya, Seva to Bhagavatam. So just trying to do this as a small Seva to my Guru Maharaj. And then all of you have given me an opportunity to do that Seva. So all glories to all of you. And then it's a super purification for myself and a lot of shortcomings. So I definitely seek prayers from all of you to do the Seva more, more efficiently, or in a more in a manner that the Guru Parampara is pleased. So with that, I close the class. Thank you all very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare
Thank
Krishna,
you so
Mataji.
much, Mataji, for a wonderful class. Mataji, especially the last line, Mataji, what you said just now, to look into our hearts and see the helping hand given by the Lord. And what else do we need? Thank you so much, Mataji. It was a wonderful class. Any Matajis or Prabhujis have doubts or anything to say? Hare Krishna, please.
We also have
Please
benefited
do
so
share.
much, Mataji, in these classes. So much we have benefited. Every
Yeah.
day we are hearing. We look forward to this class every morning. Thank you, Mataji, all of you. Hare Krishna.
See, the devotional service is the only place, Lord is the only place where is there a win-win situation. Otherwise, in the material world, one wins, one loses. You are also winning, I am also winning. It happens only with the Lord, nowhere else.
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah. Yes. Padma Appan Mataji. Yes, Mataji. You have something to say? Ask. Hare Krishna.
We are learning a lot from you.
Mataji.
Oh, one second. Mataji,
we can't hear you, Mataji.
give her a little time. She's saying something. Wait a minute. Yes, Mataji, Padma Mataji, Padma Appan Mataji, please go ahead. Okay. Some issue with your internet, I believe. Can you stop the share, Mataji? Suma Mataji? Stop sharing. Yeah, Padma Mataji, Padma Appan Mataji, we are not able to hear you. Probably, okay. Vasudha Mataji, go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Dandavat Pranam, Mataji. Excellent. Always your classes are very inspiring, Mataji. Nowadays we are not with families and we are all nuclear and all. This depression is a common word which is running in every individual human being. So your class is so special that we can really overcome the challenges. Thank you very much. We are blessed with your association. Mataji, thank you.
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji, when you were telling recap, Mataji, you told Devahuti was overwhelmed by illusionary Maya. Before that, one point you told about regularly going to temple and associating also. I didn't understand that statement, Mataji. Can you please explain that? Because always we hear association and going to temples and all, but some other statement sentences you told, Mataji. I didn't understand that.
Oh, okay. Anybody? Association.
Association and regularly going also, we will take advantage. I think so. You told. How come it happens? Once I was not able to catch it.
Any aspect of devotional service is elevating, right? I seriously don't remember what exactly the statement I made. I meant to say anything like we are chanting, we are reading, we are going to temple, we are associating, we are doing devotional service. Everything is elevating. Any aspect of devotional service elevating, right? I mean, that is what I mean, because maybe there are instances after one certain age we are not able to move out. Then, chanting and reading and hearing helps. Then if we are in a position to go to the temple, then we should make opportunity of that and go to the temple and associate with devotees there and do service. Like in our temple here in ICC, there are a regular set of Matajis who every day are doing garland service, every day. Then there are a set of Matajis who come for Rajbhog. There are other set of Prabhus who are cooking for the Lord and other things. So when we have that opportunity and when we are still, our body is allowing us to do all that, then we must do it. That aspect, because there will come a stage when we will not be able to do all this. And then of course, we can stay back at home and then chant and read and hear and other things. I think this is what I meant.
I will just again recap the class. Again, I'll watch, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. No problem.
Yes. Yeah.
Mataji.
Yeah. Yes.
Mataji, sorry for everything. Mataji, I kindly clarify with the three things, Mataji, for me. How to differentiate between pious, charity, and penance, Mataji. How to do, Mataji? Please tell me what are the pious. What at least three points you tell, Mataji. Pious activity, charity, penance. How can we do to relate it to Krishna?
Okay. Very simple. If you can, charity and pious, right? Charity and pious activity. Now, if I'm doing charity, say, some people are building anath ashrams, hospitals for poor and needy, right? This is charity. Now, with this, what happens is we gain a lot of pious credit, right? And then either we come back again to enjoy the reactions of that pious credit. And then if it is very high, then we go to the upper planetary systems. It doesn't take us out of the cycle of birth and death, right? Pious activity. Shastra says we get a good birth, or somebody is born beautiful, somebody is born intelligent, or somebody is very famous by doing pious activities, right? So with that, what happens? It doesn't take us, it is not a permanent solution. It is not a permanent solution, pious activity. But pious activity for Krishna, like for example, charity. I give charity to propagate Krishna consciousness. So that is not pious activity. Then you gain eternal points for that. It is called Sukruti. Right? That is Sukruti. That is not pious activity. Right? So pious activity only we do, but then the reactions are not there. Now, what is happening with pious and impious activities? I am here to enjoy or suffer. I take a body. But if I do it for Krishna, right? See, I can do pious activity because I like it. I like feeding people. I like opening an anath ashram. I like helping people who are sick to give free treatment, right? So I'm still doing it for myself. So I'm gaining points. I'm increasing my bank account. So to finish that bank account also, I have to come back. So when I do good or bad for myself, I come back to take the reaction. But if I do it for Krishna, then it is not, there is no reaction for that. That is the aspect of akarma. We do karma, vikarma or akarma. Akarma is not doing work. Akarma is doing work for Krishna, because those reactions don't come to me.
Okay.
Right? Padma Mataji, did you understand the difference?
Mataji, I didn't ask the question.
No,
Hi,
Padma.
Mataji. Karpagalli, Mataji. Okay,
Padma.
Mataji. I understand. Karpagalli. Yes, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji.
Okay. Hare Krishna.
Mataji, one
Okay,
thing.
Mataji. Thank you,
Mataji, one
Mataji.
thing. Now, pertaining to this about charity. Suppose a person have been, okay, tell for instance me, if I have been doing charity work before, before coming to Krishna consciousness, because I didn't know all that. And then after coming to Krishna consciousness, my mind changes, and then I do towards a temple. Then too, you have to take birth again, just for example.
Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja aham tvam sarva papebhyo moksheshyami ma suchaha. Papebhyo did not mean this thing. Now, once you completely surrender to Krishna, then it is his lookout. Let's do what we have to do. Let's not speculate. Let's not get into what Krishna will do. Do what we have to do completely. Then leave the rest to him.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay, thank you, Mataji.
This thing is, Mataji, what we are doing, I think what I'm doing, Krishna is only making us do like that. Like, I think that this idea and all, Krishna is only giving me this idea to do, execute. And I am executing like that, I think, Mataji. Whatever this thing I do, a pious activity, going to Krishna is only, I think like that, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji.
Correct. Krishna is only doing. But then, Ato Shraddha. We must have that desire. It starts with Shraddha.
Shraddha.
Right? And that Shraddha is, that is individual. In the sense, that opportunity, Shraddha, that this thing comes from, it starts from there. You want to do something, Shraddha. So Krishna reciprocates with that Shraddha. So first it starts with us. I want to do this. I want to do.
Thank you.
And more important than us desiring, more important is the causeless mercy of devotees. Right? So we must never forget the causeless mercy of the devotees. Only through devotees, we get this. More than our pious or our thinking and other things. It is the mercy of devotees that we come through all this and then ultimately to a spiritual master. Okay?
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Suma Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Mataji, in one of the purports it's been given like that, Mataji, to attain the mercy of the Lord, one has to be austere and do the penances, and one has to sacrifice the riches also. So that sacrificing the riches, I did not understand, Mataji. Those who sacrifice are only those will get the mercy of the Lord, Mataji?
See, one thing is, if somebody has 10 rupees, if he is, Prabhupada says this, if he is giving 1 rupee, it is equivalent to a billionaire giving 1 crore rupees. One thing, right? And then it is Bhavagrahi Janardana. He is not Saragrahi. Oh, he who gave me 1 rupee, that person gave me 1 crore, I will give him more mercy. No. Krishna knows best in the first place. Okay. And then austerity and penance. Somebody, you were saying. So how about riches, you're saying? What do you do with riches? In the first place, we are talking about sacrifice. Now, what can I sacrifice when nothing is mine? What can I give if it is not mine? I'm only a caretaker, right? First of all, I have to understand that. Bali Maharaj's wife tells Vamana, forgive him. He is thinking it is his and he is giving it to you. It is yours only. So what can I give? What is mine to give? The only thing is my mind. That is the only thing that is not there with Krishna. Rest all is Krishna. Love.
Our love and affection and time, Mataji. Love and affection and time, Mataji.
Exactly, because that is diverse everywhere.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Mataji.
So that is the only thing that we can give, actually speaking. Because otherwise it is all given by Krishna, it is Krishna's only. Bhoktaram Ekdatapasam Sarva Loka Maheshwaram. So what has he got to do with my one small 10,000 rupees? I mean, just as an example. Right? So sacrifice means to have, okay, my pious credit or whatever, I have this, but I want to give it to Krishna. That is actual sacrifice, actually giving it to Krishna, wanting to give it to Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Practically, Mataji, I have seen a Mataji who has experienced this and keeps saying this, Mataji. So that's what, Mataji. So one has to sacrifice their riches. Even in Chaurashtakam, they say, no, Mataji. Dhanam cha manam cha samasta chauram. So after coming to Bhakti, she has faced like lot of, she has lost her money. So in many ways. So what she thinks is that, Mataji. So I just thought of asking. Only after coming to Bhakti, why it happened.
Yeah, it's a very, what to say, Prabhupada, I don't remember the shloka. It's extreme mercy. It is extreme mercy of the Lord when He takes away everything. When He takes away
Yes, yeah.
When He takes away everything from a person, it's extreme mercy, because that is when completely surrender happens. Otherwise, we are stuck to our position, our money, our house, our children. Subtly, it's very difficult. So He says it's extreme mercy of the Lord when He takes away. But at that time, it takes a lot of association and lot of conviction to understand this aspect, that it is the Lord's mercy that He has taken away, because let me surrender completely. The Lord is going to take care. Either way, He's taking care. So there is no, it is only our conviction. Okay. Yes, Vasudha.
How can we help them, Mataji? Like,
pray for
Mataji,
them.
to know them, like.
No, if they are devotees, don't try to preach to them now, because it's a very difficult. Pray for them. Pray intensely. Pray for them to give.
She's a practicing devotee only, Mataji. Like half the way she has come, that's what she says. I'm neither in the material world nor in the devotional world also. So not able to do anything properly. So
just listen to them. Just listen to them. Pray for them intensely. Matras. See, we must understand matras pashastu konteya sita ushna. This is also, it will also pass. It's only that the spiritual strength of a person will take them through. There's a beautiful story, analogy. A person, he sees through his life, and then he sees the Lord, two pairs of, on the sand, he says 2 pairs of footprints, right? So he sees, and then suddenly he sees only 1 set of footprint. So and that is his most difficult time. So he questions the Lord, what is this? When it is so difficult, then I see only myself walking. Lord says, it is not you walking, I have carried you. That is why you're seeing only my set of footprint, not 2 sets of footprints, right? So it will be very difficult to preach to them now all this. Just give a hearing, pray for them. Wherever possible, keep praying for them, chant for them, so that their belief, their conviction in Krishna consciousness is not lost. This is where that Ananyas Chintayanto comes. Yogakshemam Vahamyam. Krishna will protect. There is no doubt. Practicing devotee, it will definitely, Krishna will protect, because they have given their life.
Thank you,
Krishna. Yeah. Yes.
Vasudha Mataji, you have a doubt, Mataji?
Hare Krishna, Mataji. The same point I have recalled, Mataji. Tendency to slip if we have all the facilities, like temple nearby, association nearby. That point I want to elaborate, because when we are keeping on associating and reading of books and chanting, also there is a tendency to slip down. How come, Mataji? Just I want a light on that.
Because I think I am associating, because I am going, I am reading, I am understanding. Dhruva Maharaj, after he sees the Lord, only when the Lord touches the conch on his kapola, on the cheek, he is able to say the prayers. There you will see in detail, like how, if only the Lord gives the understanding, we are able to do anything, or if with the Lord's mercy. Because you see, another aspect also, if you see any aspect, even if I have to blink my eyelids, I have to move my hand. Even if I have to evacuate, there is a demigod that is in charge of it. Even if I have to evacuate, if the demigod is not pleased, then I will have constipation problem, right? That much how dependent. So we should not forget this. That is where physically we would have come out about our slipping up. But the subtle thing on the mind, I am doing it. There, that is where we have to start beating ourselves, every moment to moment. Krishna, you allowed me. I'm talking now. What stops Krishna from stopping my speech now? Nothing stops him. I mean, not that he will do it. I'm saying that is how powerful it is. That is how we are able to do. I am able to speak because Krishna is allowing me. You are able to hear and understand because Krishna is allowing you. So this has to be ingrained in us. Right? Every aspect.
That means Maya is very, very powerful. So we must keep chanting more that whatever we are doing, thanks Krishna, give me the thing so that we will get more without falling down. Tendency of falling down, slipping, we will not be there. Even with we are associated, there also the tendency will be there. Okay,
so Prabhupada said, always hold my hand. Prabhupada said, always hold my finger. So many things.
Usually we think that every day we are listening Bhagavatam, associating temple, we are safe, we think, but still this point has got. Okay, Hare Krishna.
Okay, so thank you all.
Thank you, Mataji. Mataji, shall we end the session, Mataji?
Thank you all very much for such an interactive session. It feels so nice that people are listening to what I have to say also. But of course, it is pure because it is Srimad Bhagavatam, in spite of so many, shortcomings being a condition. So thank you all very much.
Wonderful class, Mataji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Pancha Kalpatarubhyascha.
Yes, Krishnamurti Prabhu.
Padma Appan, she is waiting. Sri B. Padma Appan. Devotee is waiting to ask some question with you, Mataji. Since long time, please.
Okay. Yes, Padma Appan Mataji. What?
Padma Mataji.
If she cannot, voice is not clear, she can type in the box, no, Mataji, her question, so that we can answer. You can answer.
Your questions and their explanation to the questions, wonderful answer. I got the doubt clarified.
Oh, yes.
Thank you very much for all. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you for those kind words. Vanchakalparuptarupyascha kipasindhyacha patitanam pavanebhyo
Granth Srimad Bhagavatam. Hare Krishna. All glories to God.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji.